How's it going, everyone? Jay here with LMR.com. In today's video, we'll be covering the removal of the radiator for all 2011 to 2014 S197 Mustangs. This radiator removal process can be used for a variety of different repairs, including front-end collisions, performance modifications, and essential maintenance. Today in the shop we have this 2013 GT we'll be working with. Follow along and we will cover what's all involved. Before we get started, it is in your best interest to use a lift or jacks and jack stands. Start by popping the hood on your car and disconnect the negative battery terminal. Remove the cap on your degas bottle to depressurize the system. Now you can remove the lower radiator air deflector panel under the car. This will be held in place by two 7mm bolts on the inner fender area on each side, 6 8mm bolts on the front edge, and the additional 11 7mm bolts on the panel. Pull down and back to remove this from the car. Now we can go ahead and drain the radiator. You will need to locate the petcock on the passenger side of the factory radiator. The petcock will have a drain nipple that you can slide a small section of hose on to help you with the draining process. Use a clean bucket or drain pan at this time to collect the coolant. Turn the petcock counterclockwise and drain your coolant. At this time, you will need to remove both of your lower AC condenser bolts. These will be held in place by two 10mm nuts. As you can see here, the stud came out on one side, and on the other side, just the nut came off. If you choose to remove the stud from the speed nut, you can use a 4mm socket to get this out of place. For us, we will just completely remove the studs. Moving back to the engine bay, remove the factory radiator cover. This will be held in place by a few push pins across the top side. We will want to remove the airbox or cold air if equipped. You will need to loosen the clamp at the throttle body, disconnect the PCV connection, the sound tube if equipped, unplug the mass airflow connection, and then remove the 10mm bolt on the fender section. Now you can remove the airbox from the car. Next, we will remove the 10mm bolts holding the degas bottle in place. Disconnect and remove both of these hoses. Once these are removed, you can set the bottle out of the way. Remove both of the upper radiator mounts. These will both be held in place by two 10mm bolts. Go ahead and set these aside. Now we can remove the upper and lower radiator hoses. The lower hose I found was easier to remove at the end located at the thermostat housing. The upper hose you can simply remove from the radiator side. Disconnect the electrical connector on the fan. Once you have this unplugged, remove both of the 10mm bolts on the fan shroud and slide the fan out of the engine bay. You can push back the radiator assembly to gain access to the AC condenser bolts holding this in place. These will both be a 10mm bolt. At this time, you can now remove the radiator from the vehicle. Moving to a clean work surface, there will be a few items you will need to transfer over from your stock radiator. This will include your speed clips, the lower coolant hose if you left this one in place as we did, and the lower isolators if they did not stay within the frame rail. Alright everyone, we hope this video has helped you out and it helps you have a better understanding of how to remove this factory radiator from your car. Overall, this one should take you roughly about an hour to complete. If you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to keep you up to date with any new tech info we release. As you already know, keep it here with the real Mustang enthusiasts at LMR.com.